Right here, this time we're looking back at the Highlander. This time we're doing a double feature with Highlander 1, Highlander 1, and Highlander 2. Let's have some fun. Talk about them. Let's look at Highlander 1. So what was the film about? One film chronicles the climax of an old age war between immortal warriors, between interwoven past. So Connor MacLeod is born to Scottish Highlands in the 16th century, and after being mortally wounded by numerous Korong in battle, he makes a seemingly miraculous recovery and is banished from his village under suspicion of witchcraft. And then he is eventually found by swordsman Ramirez, who trains him in swordplay and explains that they and others were born immortal, invincible unless beheaded. So eventually he is lives for many centuries, and eventually there is going to be a fight in New York City and all that. I'm gonna be honest and say that I kind of like the thing I like this about this film is I really like the moments where Sean Connery shows up and all that, because if I say, okay, I really liked all the moments in which they're talking about in the past, because I thought, okay, this is interesting. You're having all these, fancy sets.
Come on! Faster! Never lose your temper. If your head comes away from your neck, it's over.
They look really great. I will say at first that, the fact that, basically a character is an immortal, and he is in a way, living that long, so he's, changed his name over many thousands of centuries, and eventually, say, no one before this has figured out who he is. And I did to say that the film has a bit of sense of humor about itself. Whether it's, say, when Connor, he's talking to Ramirez on a boat, and he's gonna say, I cannot swim, and all that, and he's just okay.
I don't like boats, I don't like water. I'm a man, not a fish.
What is haggis?
Sheep's stomach stuffed with meat and barley.
Get out!
No!
And all that. I like the look for Clancy Brown's character. He looks awesome in this film.
There is one called Connor among them. Remember our agreement, Murdoch. The boy is mine.
And the fights, the sword sequences are really good. They're actually kind of a lot of fun. They are, how you'd expect. They're goofy. But at the same time, this is a fantasy film with swordplay and all that. And I kind of like that. I kind of like the fact that, the fantastical sights of this film, they're really good. And I kind of like the moral, the human aspects of it, say the fact that Connor has lived for all those years and all that, having to take all those, again, he says he has to fix his death, but now he's someone else and all that. So, there's always been the idea of immortality and all that. So basically, sometimes you say, I can live forever. And then suddenly, eventually, folks go say, no, this is a curse because you're seeing all those friends and families, you know, and all that, and eventually you go. Eventually later on, it's like say, what? Like you realize like that family and all that friends are slowly fading away. And all that. And yeah, I had this kind of liked it. It was pretty much a lot of fun. I do think at times like there would be a bit of suspense. And it seems like Clancy Brown, he seems like he's having a bit of fun. And it did kind of surprise me how little like moments in the film that Sean Connery actually has in the film. Yes, he is second billing, but it's mostly he's in the moments in which he's in the in the like in the past. Kind of surprised me how like very little he was in this film. But yeah, let's go and look at the second film. Highlander 2, The Quickening. So, what happened in this one? What's set in the year 2024, the plot concerned Connor McCullough, who regains his youth and immortal abilities and must free Earth from the shield, an artificial ozone layer that has fallen under control of a corrupt organized corporation. Oh my god, apparently a lot of people, Philly folks say that, yeah, this is the worst film of it, and it kind of changed, like, say, okay, we're gonna forget this film existed when they would make sequels to it in the series. I kind of dug this film. I kind of liked it. Whether it's, um, Michael Ironside, he is absolutely having the time of his life. Like, being this over-the-top character. I had to say, like, the moment where I thought, okay, now this is a lot of fun. Like, when he is, like, on a subway train, and all that, and, like, he's just, like, saying, hey, kid, you want to ride the train? Me too. So he commandeers the train, and he puts it into fast mode.
Now stop.
And all that. Another attributes in this film includes that basically the corporation businessman. I do kind of like how at times, like when Michael when he first shows up, actually no, it's General Catan. The general shows up and he goes like at the business board meeting. He goes like say, I think I'm gonna join you all, and everyone's gonna say, who is this goober? And then he goes like say, fascinating. And I do kind of think I kind of like the fact that Connery was in this film a little bit more. Like he shows up at in a stage show of I think it's Macbeth, and I kept wanting to like say it.
Now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. Gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft.
Sir, whatever you gentlemen felt for each other when your friend was still alive is certainly none of my affair.
What's your fucking game, shithead?
Shithead?
I know they're gonna say it. I wanted them to say the name of the Scottish tragedy. Because you're not supposed to say the name of the show in a theater. I kind of wanted, if he had said that, that would be hilarious. Mostly because, like, say, yeah, you were not supposed to say that, the name of that show, in a theater. It is really frowned upon. So, and then there's a sequence in this film where I just thought, okay, y'all are just having fun with this. You all don't care. In which Juan Sanchez, he ends up, pushing up a wind turbine upwards, and then everyone is able to escape.
In one place, you can accomplish something glorious. My time here is over. You must go and search out Katana. It'll take the power of you both to destroy the shield.
Yeah, I gotta say, this film is a lot of fun. Yes, I understand, like, some people say, hey, this is terrible, and all that. But, come on. It's goofy, it's over the top, it's silly. Like, when, Connor, like, when he's getting his youth back after fighting some bad guys. It's over the top, I'm sorry. I had fun with this. That's just how I thought about it. This was a lot of fun, I thought. But what do you have you seen these two films? I bet you have, because there's a lot of this one is pretty big. Because there's a lot of other films. There's even a TV show. Nice box cover. You can feel it, the texture and all that stuff. See ya.